All right, here we are live. All right, we picked it up. Alrighty then. How do I get my camera to go in preview mode? I don't want preview mode. Maybe I go here. Ah, beautiful. Look at this. Okay, I think I am live here, filling in for Matt tonight. Let's see if this works. I don't know how to see who is on the stream. Anyway, um, this is looking like I'm live. I think it's all set up, so I will present to everybody. But I don't know how to see the chat. But anyway, we'll keep it short and sweet tonight because Maddie has been a bit unwell this last. He literally came down with it this afternoon, so yeah, was not feeling great, and so I guess just want to give a bit of an overview as to where the market's at. And sort of what we're looking at, and I am actually sharing the wrong screen, so let's share, or maybe I can get rid of this, put that down. So we've got the chart up here of traditional stocks, but what I wanted to just quickly touch on was more of the Bitcoin chart. So you've got NASDAQ, Maddie's channel. We've broken out of that channel, but what I want to get up is I'll just open up a new chart and get up Bitcoin and then also the altcoin index. I think that's some of the most useful stuff that I've been personally looking at. And I'm currently in a long position on an altcoin. So if we look here, this is gold futures. Matty's been looking at his traditional stocks. Really, the core date that we're looking out for is the FOMC meeting and the announcement of what's going to happen with interest rates. So there's been mixed takes on it, but it's sounding like we're going to have a reduction in interest rates, which is very positive for us traders. So we can see Bitcoin on the daily. Obviously, it's peaked up to its all-time high a few weeks back, and it has sort of gone down and then back up, and it's been really ranging in this zone. This is on the daily, but if we look at the 4 hour, it's painful to kind of watch. You know, you want to really, we wanted to see it push through where it got up to, up the top here. Really was hoping that it would break through and push on in, but you know, they say statistically August and September isn't the best month in the year. And so, again, this is proving no exception. So, really, the core thing to pay attention to, and I will get up the coin market cap, altcoin season index. Core thing that we're looking at is altcoin season index, and if we can hold this. So, I've been watching this on a daily basis. This is a great indicator. We were at 64 earlier in the week, and now we're at 71. So up to this point, and yeah, we've seen Solana pump. We did have a relative pullback sort of overnight, or I shouldn't say overnight, over the last few days. So if we look at Solana on the charts, we did see a relative pullback. But again, like I said, I'm going to keep this relatively brief because usually want to reserve this for Maddie, and I want to use this as more of an opportunity just to, I guess, give everyone an overview of what we're looking at and sort of take it from there. But, you know, really Solana's nearing some highs up here, and then we see it pull back, you know, sort of that 5% down here. And so it's one of those things that's holding off alt season. We thought maybe, you know, Solana might rip up to all-time high levels, but we've seen a sort of small little pullback, which, you know, whatever. It is part of the market, part of what we're seeing, but it's just, it feels like it's sort of teetering on, it's teasing us to see alt season. So if we look at the charts here, you know, if we look back at the prior all-time high for Solana, nearly 300. So it does have a bit to go, but hopefully we get, if we look on the bars that we're seeing, it's been 2 negative bars. So maybe if we see another negative bar, it'll push up based on some of the 3-bar rules or whatever kind of bars we're looking at. But essentially, this is the key thing to be looking out for. So if we look at some of the charts that Matt was looking at, so what do we got here? Gold futures. Gold has been absolutely pumping, and so Matt's been pointing out key levels on gold here, but it has ripped up on the daily crazily, right? This is insane. And most of us in here are not going to be looking at gold, but obviously it's a good indicator. It's worth understanding how they relate to one another, because this is sort of really, like, when you look at this is directly correlated with what we see in the M2. So this is a great chart to look at, but gold tends to correlate pretty much exactly with the M2. So as you see that, usually it's just the money prints and gold goes up. So that is a great one to look at. And for me, that personally indicates bullishness, very much so, like the money printing, liquidity flowing in. And so we're looking at gold, and then we're looking at NASDAQ, and there was that pullback here on the daily, pretty significant pullback as well, but it's looking like it's recovering, and can it push back into this channel? Again, NASDAQ is at all-time highs, and significant recovery has happened here. So there's very, very bullish for crypto. If we know anything, crypto sort of lags a bit behind the traditional stocks, and NASDAQ and Bitcoin, I believe, are 98% correlated. So a very powerful place to be in. And so the question that we're looking at is, like, some people have called the bull market is over, but I think if you look at the macro signs, this amount of money printing and what's about to happen on the 17th for the FOMC meeting and the announcement of interest rate data, it really does point a scenario for bullishness, and we're going into historically some of the best performing months of the year. And so obviously we'd be looking out for positions. People are looking for some pullbacks and some pullback action potentially. So that would be one thing to keep an eye out for on some of the charts. Really look out for, is it going to pull back, or is it going to continue to rip up? I guess at this point it's kind of deciding what is the trading plan, how are we going to approach it. But I think focusing, or looking to focus on the alts, particularly with the altcoin season index, is definitely a good way to approach it now. Obviously, depending on how you're finding your assets, like we can look at bands of bubbles, which allows us to sort of see, okay, what's moving on the day, and then allows us to trade. Mutable's up 12%. Okay, great. And AVAX is pumped, so hopefully we can sort of see that across a number of different assets. Like, it looks like a lot of alts are pumping in step. We've seen some good movement on a number of these alts, but a good indicator is definitely this altcoin season index, so what's pumping relatively. And so that's the big thing to watch out for. Are interest rates going to come out as a reduction in interest rates? If so, again, it's probably already going to be priced into the market, so people have already loaded up their positions based on what they know is going to happen. But again, look out for the scatter plot data and what we see on that, to be able to see sort of how is crypto going to respond. Now, for most of us, probably want to have positions on the sideline and react, because it's usually a sell the news type event, even if it is positive, so it's probably already priced in. But then from there, we should be able to determine what's going to happen in the market. Are we going to get a pullback? Are we going to get a push up? And again, like, this is BTC, but obviously looking out for our core alts. And if we look at Ethereum to sort of see where that is at, we had that slight pullback, but some pretty big candles on the way down. But again, it's looking like it's recovering. So when we look over at bands of bubbles and we see what's moving, some of these gaming tokens are mutable. Wondering what has happened with the mutable. US Senate passes. Oh, Robbie Ferguson. Funny story. I actually did happen to go to university with Robbie. He was in my college school. So there you go. It looks like some news has sort of pumped that up, which is very positive for this token. But again, it is significantly down from all-time highs. Significantly down, which hurts. But nonetheless, it's good to see some movement there. And we're seeing some movement across alts in general. It looks like it's not particularly selective as to where we're getting those movements. But yes, that is what to look out for, really. Core date, FOMC meeting, that should determine where the market is going to head from here. Now, really, again, I said I'd keep it short and sweet. I think that's quite a useful proxy on what to look out for. loading up on our positions and looking for pullbacks based on our own trading strategy is obviously highly advised. And what we're going to be covered for everyone in the call tonight from Finsightful End, we're going to be setting up our advanced trading strategies tomorrow. So tomorrow evening, we're going to have a presentation on all things advanced trading. We've sort of brought on a manual approach, a semi-automated manual approach, which should be really positive for our community and for what we're doing. And so, yeah, really looking forward to seeing David lead that off. And for those in the Finsightful community, definitely jump on and check that out, because it's really an extension on the automated trading and the PTS. So, with that said, I can't necessarily see the comments, so I'm hoping this is streamed appropriately. It said it was live, so we'll see what happens. But everybody, stay active in the market, stay cautious as always. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Keep to your risk plan, but it's really looking like some of these alts are going to move. And if we ever had a good time to load up on some positions and sort of let them run, would be now. So yes, very, very good chart to look at here, the gold sort of to liquidity chart. And we will see what pans out after the 17th. So we should wake up tomorrow morning and have that announcement settled, or actually it'll be the day after because it's in the US, so on Thursday morning. And we will see where the market is going to head from there.